We begin with concerns in Israel over the nuclear negotiations with Iran. Some worry the White House seems to be sending mixed signals on what to do with Iran's nuclear program. And Israel is following through on its pledge to close United Nations schools for Palestinian children, at least in Jerusalem. Here's the latest on these and other stories. A major issue is Iran's ability to enrich uranium. President Trump told reporters Wednesday he hasn't decided whether or not to demand Iran stop enriching uranium.
We haven't made that decision yet. We will, but we haven't made that decision yet.
But he also said on the Hugh Hewitt show this week, Iran's nuclear centrifuges used to enrich uranium have to go.
There are only two alternatives there: blow them up nicely or blow them up viciously.
Iran is the only country in the world that doesn't have nuclear weapons, yet keeps enriching uranium to the point where it can make nuclear bombs. Israel insists the only way to derail Iran is to totally dismantle Iran's nuclear facilities, either voluntarily or through a military strike. When asked Wednesday about whether he's about to propose a new Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal before heading to the Middle East, Trump said the following.
There's a lot of talk going on about Gaza right now. You know that, right? So you'll be knowing probably in the next 24 hours.
Trump stated Tuesday there are less hostages alive in Gaza than Israel has said.
As of today, it's 21. 3 have died. So this is a terrible situation.
But on Wednesday, Prime Minister Netanyahu explained.
We know for sure that there are 21 live hostages. There's no debate about that. There are 3 more who, unfortunately, there is doubt whether they are alive.
Israel's crackdown on Unwra, working in the Jewish nation, now includes closing 6 schools in mostly Arab eastern Jerusalem. Students and teachers arrived Thursday to find the schools locked up for the foreseeable future.
When I hugged the teachers goodbye, I started crying because I didn't know which school I'd go to, where I would continue learning.
The United Nations Relief and Works Agency runs much of the education system for Palestinian children, but analysts in Israel say it's teaching those kids to be anti-Israel and pro-terrorist. David Bedin of the Center for Near East Policy Research has been exposing the Palestinian curriculum and Unwra summer camps for decades. In an earlier interview with CBN News, he showed a page from a textbook Unwra uses featuring a female terrorist.
This is Dalal al-Mughrabi, who murdered 36 Jews in a terror attack in 1978. And she's glorified in this book, and there's a whole curriculum for her, run by Unwra.
Bedin says the curriculum is teaching the children to murder Jews and has 3 main points.
1, the delegitimization of Israel's existence and the Israel's Jews' very presence in the country. 2, demonization of both Jews and Israelis. And 3, the absence of any call for peace.
Still, as Bedin also points out, Unwra is still using the curriculum in schools in Bethlehem, Ramallah, and Hebron to carry out what he calls indoctrination for the next generation to war. The school closings in eastern Jerusalem come as new poll numbers from Palestinians show half of those who live in Gaza, more than 1 million, feel Hamas did the right thing, launching its October 7th massacre inside Israel. And 85% of the Palestinians in Judea and Samaria and 64% of those in Gaza are against disarming Hamas. If elections were held today, 43% of Palestinians would vote for Hamas. Just 28% would vote for the Western-backed Palestinian Authority. And today, U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee announced a new U.S.-led plan to distribute humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. He laid out 2 criteria.
The first is that food be distributed efficiently, but also that it's distributed safely inside Gaza to the people who desperately need it. The other factor, and this is an important one, that all of this be done in a way so that Hamas is not able to get their hands on it.
Huckabee blamed Hamas for stealing aid intended for the people and for the lack of aid to the people of Gaza.
We are here today with a crisis, not because of Israel. We are here today because of Hamas. They've initiated the crisis, they have prolonged the crisis, and they have exacerbated the crisis.
Huckabee says the plan will be a partnership of governments, NGOs, and charitable organizations from around the world. And turning to Israel's military battles, since the Trump administration made a separate peace with the Houthis this week, Israel finds itself standing alone against the Yemen-based terror group. But Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz is warning the Houthis will absorb heavy blows from Israel if they continue firing at us. Just this week, Israeli military aircraft destroyed much of the Houthis' main port and nearly all of its main airport. Katz also warned Iran, which arms and funds the Houthis, what we did to the Hezbollah in Beirut, Hamas in Gaza, to Assad in Damascus, and the Houthis in Yemen will also be done to you in Tehran. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.